Step into the arena of minds. On this channel, every move is a clash of strategy, every sacrifice a turning point, and every game a battle for glory. Watch two players push the limits of creativity and calculation, as we bring you the drama, suspense, and excitement of chess like never before. Hikaru Nakamura plays e4, pushing the king pawn forward boldly, staking an immediate claim in the center, and igniting the opening battle. Wesley So replies f5, mirroring the challenge directly, meeting fire with fire in classical fashion. Hikaru Nakamura develops nf3, attacking the f5 pawn and accelerating piece activity with natural opening rhythm. Wesley So answers n6, calmly defending the pawn while adding central control and development. Hikaru Nakamura plays bb5, pinning the knight to the king and increasing early positional pressure. Wesley So responds nf6, counter-attacking the center immediately, ignoring the pin with confidence. Hikaru Nakamura chooses d3, reinforcing the center quietly, and steering the game into a slower controlled structure. Wesley So develops bc5, placing the bishop actively and eyeing the sensitive f2 square. Hikaru Nakamura captures bs6, damaging black's pawn structure in exchange for the bishop pair. Wesley So recaptures dx8, accepting doubled pawns to open lines and gain central presence. Hikaru Nakamura develops nbd2, improving coordination and preparing flexible knight routes. Wesley So castles o0, securing the king early and preparing middle game operations. Hikaru Nakamura jumps nc4, pressuring queenside squares and probing black's structure. Wesley So retreats n7, reorganizing calmly and preparing redeployment. Hikaru Nakamura plays qa2, connecting rooks and supporting potential central expansion. Wesley So answers re8, reinforcing the f5 pawn and aligning pieces defensively. Hikaru Nakamura develops bg5, pinning the knight again and provoking weaknesses. Wesley So strikes f6, directly challenging the bishop and stabilizing the center. Hikaru Nakamura retreats b3, preserving the bishop while maintaining central influence. Wesley So pushes f5, gaining queenside space and restricting white expansion. Hikaru Nakamura replies a4, locking the queenside structure and clarifying plans. Wesley So develops b7, calmly unpinning and completing kingside development. Hikaru Nakamura castles o0, bringing the king to safety and connecting rooks. Wesley So plays c5, striking at the center and challenging white's knight placement. Hikaru Nakamura jumps nh4, aiming for f5 and signaling kingside ambitions. Wesley So retreats n5, preparing defensive redeployment and reinforcing dark squares. Hikaru Nakamura plays nf5, planting a knight aggressively and increasing tactical tension. Wesley So responds ng6, contesting key squares and limiting white's attacking routes. Hikaru Nakamura captures nix7, removing a defender and forcing a queen recapture. Wesley So replies Q at a7, maintaining material balance and centralizing the queen. Hikaru Nakamura plays b3, preparing bb2 and reinforcing dark square control. Wesley So answers b6, preparing bb7 and mirroring white's queenside setup. Hikaru Nakamura pushes forward, launching a central pawn thrust to seize initiative. Wesley So accepts x-forward, opening lines immediately and challenging white's ambitions. Hikaru Nakamura recaptures b activating the bishop and restoring material balance. Wesley So counters 5, attacking the bishop and destabilizing the center. Hikaru Nakamura retreats bj3, keeping the bishop active while avoiding exchanges. Wesley So plays fc4, breaking open the center and increasing tactical tension. Hikaru Nakamura responds qx4, centralizing the queen and restoring material equality. Wesley So trades queens with q is c4, steering the game toward a complex endgame. Hikaru Nakamura recaptures dx4, opening the d-file and activating central pawns. Wesley So plays re7, defending flexibly and preparing rook coordination. Hikaru Nakamura develops Arfeone, reinforcing the center and supporting the e-pawn. Wesley So develops b7, activating the bishop on the long diagonal. Hikaru Nakamura plays Radon, doubling rooks on central files with classical precision. Indeed. Wesley So answers Rayet, matching rooks and maintaining balance. Hikaru Nakamura pushes f5, gaining space and forcing black to react. Wesley So retreats n5, absorbing pressure with elastic defense. Hikaru Nakamura plays rd2 coup, connecting rooks and preparing doubling. Wesley So jumps n6, centralizing the knight and blocking open files. Hikaru Nakamura doubles with Radon, increasing pressure along the d-file. Wesley So plays b4, placing the bishop centrally and contesting key squares. Hikaru Nakamura retreats bf2, consolidating and preparing to defend. Wesley So lifts rfs7, activating the rook for lateral defense or attack. Hikaru Nakamura plays Rione, keeping rooks coordinated and flexible. Wesley So retreats b6, preserving the bishop and guarding important diagonals. Hikaru Nakamura plays b3, improving piece harmony and central control. Wesley So pushes h6, preventing bg5 and creating luft for the king. Hikaru Nakamura advances h4, gaining space and hinting at kingside play. Wesley So retreats b7, calmly repositioning the bishop. Hikaru Nakamura plays rft2, reinforcing the second rank and supporting defense. Wesley So captures rxf2, forcing a key exchange and simplifying the position. Hikaru Nakamura recaptures kxf2 act, activating the king as the endgame approaches. Wesley So checks with r5, activating the rook aggressively and forcing king movement. Hikaru Nakamura steps kd3, marching the king forward, despite lurking danger. Wesley So plays before, dominating central squares and restricting white's pieces. Hikaru Nakamura responds Ritwu, challenging the bishop and seeking activity. Wesley So retreats bd5, maintaining strong central control and completing the maneuver. Hikaru Nakamura plays na3, rerouting the knight patiently towards c4 or bi5, searching for counterplay in a tightening position. Wesley So answers ra5, the rook sliding aggressively across the rank, cutting off files and squeezing white's coordination. Hikaru Nakamura retreats b-gone, pulling the bishop back defensively, bracing for mounting pressure. Wesley So plays bd7, calmly improving the bishop, maintaining long diagonal control without haste. Hikaru Nakamura jumps nb5, attacking 7 and 6, flashing tactical threats to stay alive. Wesley So responds ba6, calmly challenging the knight and neutralizing queenside danger. Hikaru Nakamura retreats b8, preserving the bishop while conceding some initiative. Wesley So captures bxb5, the bishop eliminating the advanced knight and gaining material advantage. Hikaru Nakamura recaptures xb5, opening the a-file but losing a critical attacking piece. Wesley So pushes h5, fixing kingside pawns and limiting white's king escape squares. Hikaru Nakamura plays kak3, the king stepping cautiously, sensing danger closing in. Wesley So centralizes kf7, marching the king confidently into the endgame. Hikaru Nakamura plays rd2, activating the rook defensively, still resisting stubbornly. Wesley So steps k7, coordinating king and rook with precise endgame technique. Hikaru Nakamura advances g4, attempting to create counterplay through pawn tension. Wesley So checks with rf3, the rook invading decisively and forcing a response. Hikaru Nakamura blocks bj3, interposing the bishop as the only viable defense. Wesley So jumps in f4, delivering a sharp check and creating immediate tactical threats. Hikaru Nakamura retreats kat2, the king cornered as pressure intensifies. Wesley So captures h6 c4, opening lines and shredding white's kingside structure. Hikaru Nakamura plays bsf4, eliminating the knight and reducing immediate threats. Wesley So recaptures rxf4, the rook becoming monstrously active in the center. Hikaru Nakamura steps kd3, the king searching desperately for breathing space. Wesley So plays re4, centralizing the rook and cutting off escape routes. Hikaru Nakamura pushes h5, a last attempt to distract and complicate matters. Wesley So advances c4, breaking open the queenside and creating new targets. Hikaru Nakamura captures bxc4, grabbing material but opening dangerous lines. Wesley So recaptures rxc4, the rook slicing through pawns with authority. Hikaru Nakamura plays rd3, activating the rook and trying to hold the position together. Wesley So pushes a4, creating a dangerous passed pawn on the queen side. Hikaru Nakamura steps kayak 4, the king advancing boldly but remaining exposed. Wesley So captures rxet2, scooping up pawns and increasing the material edge. Hikaru Nakamura captures kxg4, grabbing a pawn, though the danger remains overwhelming. Wesley So plays rc5, repositioning the rook to dominate open files. Hikaru Nakamura plays kf5, marching the king forward in a last stand. Wesley So captures rxb5, eliminating another pawn and simplifying toward victory. Hikaru Nakamura plays rg3, seeking counterplay and potential checks. Wesley So steps fight, calmly sidestepping threats and staying composed. Hikaru Nakamura plays rd3, reactivating the rook, clinging to slim chances. Wesley So plays ra5, supporting the passed pawn with precise placement. Hikaru Nakamura checks with rd8, forcing the king to respond. Wesley So answers k7, calmly stepping away and keeping full control. Hikaru Nakamura plays r8, targeting g7 and seeking active play. Wesley So pushes f3, the passed pawn charging forward relentlessly. Hikaru Nakamura captures ra8 checking and grabbing material as hope flickers. Wesley So plays k5, absorbing the check without panic. Hikaru Nakamura retreats Ragon, reorganizing defensively as threats loom. Wesley So pushes at-fu, the pawn now one step from promotion. Hikaru Nakamura plays Raune, blocking the promotion square just in time. Wesley So advances b5, creating another passed pawn and overwhelming defenses. Hikaru Nakamura plays k4, centralizing the king in desperation. Wesley So pushes b4, continuing the pawn storm with brutal efficiency. Hikaru Nakamura plays kd4, chasing counterplay but losing coordination. Wesley So checks with c5e, forcing the king to shift again. Hikaru Nakamura steps kc4, walking into a tightening net. Wesley So plays ra3, the rook cutting laterally and trapping the king. Hikaru Nakamura pushes h6, a defiant pawn thrust despite hopeless odds. Wesley So checks rc3t, driving the king back under pressure. Hikaru Nakamura plays kd5, staggering forward as the position collapses. Wesley So pushes b3, the pawn advancing with unstoppable momentum. Hikaru Nakamura pushes cs6, a final central counterstrike. Wesley So pushes b2, the pawn one step from coronation. Hikaru Nakamura pushes h7, a desperate distraction attempt. Wesley So plays r3, the rook perfectly placed to stop promotion ideas. Hikaru Nakamura checks with r4, one last attempt to disrupt Black's plan. Wesley So responds k8, calmly stepping away from the check. Is Hikaru Nakamura plays Dragon, powerless to prevent the inevitable. Wesley So promotes Bonu. A new queen appears, sealing Hikaru Nakamura's resignation and Wesley So's hard-fought victory. That's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to bring you even more exciting chess games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.